I've prepared several meals so we have a variety throughout the week. That sounds lovely. As guys, alas, Taco February is almost over. But that means Taco March is nearly upon us. Alright, listen, real shit. You could live off of tacos. They
I mean,
have all
yeah,
the major food groups.
exactly. Oh god, you just reminded me. The same thing can be said about burgers, of course. But,
Yes.
but like that reminds me, in Metal Gear Solid 5,
Oh god.
fucking that one guy, Miller, there's a fucking the radio tapes where he's like talking about that exact thing. It's like the burger, the most perfect fucking whatever. He's like has meat and any vegetable you want. And he just keeps going on and on about it. Uh, I fucking love that string of tapes in that Metal Gear because like they're all about burgers and how he's funneling money to start a fast food chain. And like
He's funneling money.
he's funneling money to start a fast food chain and like one of the prisoners like this old guy who's like has he knows about like the virus or whatever that's in the game.
Hmm.
He keeps bringing him like different burgers because they're all like he's testing them all to see how they taste, and like they're being made from like different materials, like plants and shit. But some of them are like normal. And one of them, the guy complains that like some of these burgers aren't real meat. He's like, back in my home village, they made the best burgers, and they were better than yours, and all that shit.
I see. Looking a little down the dumps, friend. It's like you got a rain cloud over your head.
Sorry, that's lore I've yet to explain about the Walrus Man. Like he has a backstory. I just like never tell it for some reason. See, the walrus is on my skirt too. Well, you
It's
can
just a
see
big
it now.
walrus. I see his little snoot. That's all you need.
Yeah. You see the lore of my Walrus Man is he was like a not really an outcast, but he was like out in the boonies kind of thing, and in the very north where it was all icy. And
Mhm.
one day when he was sailing, he fell off his boat, was getting washed away, and he passed out to be saved only by a walrus. The problem though is that it was on like an iceberg that was too far away from land that he couldn't like see anything. So he was like just trapped there on this iceberg with the walrus. And eventually, hunger set in. He had to look his walrus friend in the face and make the hardest decision of his life: survival or friendship. And he chose survival.
Oh no.
He unfortunately had eaten his walrus friend. A couple weeks later, another Viking boat was sailing past and rescued him and brought him back to land. But to this day, he wears the skull of his sadly fallen friend, and to honor him and to never forget.
If he just waited a week, he would have been saved.
He waited as long as he could.
It's it's like that story of this like young adult guy from like a rich family who wanted to go find himself. So he goes off to try and survive the Russian wilderness, the Alaskan wilderness. But he ends up getting dysentery and like fucking starves to death. And 2 weeks later, his body was found by a couple hunters who were using the emptied out bus that they were hunting from.
I see.
If if he didn't eat those bad berries and waited a couple weeks, he would have been saved. He met all these people. And, in one of the parts of the book and the story, he meets up with these like uh, road hippies who just kind of travel around everywhere. He gets seduced by like some fucking 15-year-old girl. When we were in class watching the movie, everyone called him a pedophile, even though he found out and fucking dipped.
Just scrolling through my fucking Facebook feed, and it's like, if you thought there's this one post, if you thought Xbox buying Activision was the biggest gaming news story of the day. Just you wait. And under it's a reply that says PlayStation is buying Duracell so they can take batteries away from Xbox. uh,
Honestly, real question. So why does Xbox still use batteries?
I, who fucking knows? To be
There's no
honest.
real explanation for it. Sure, batteries aren't obsolete, but come on now. We've had charger technology for 20 years.
Well, that reminds me of a technology thing, cause like, it's been able to where people could 100% just like have like flying devices instead of cars, like
Yeah.
just around and sit, and that would replace them. But like the problem is like no one wants to get a flying license, so no one bought it. Like we've had, and apparently this has been like feasible for like the average person since like the 70s, which kind of blows my mind. Oh
AJ.
my gosh.
What's up, baby?
Jay, you missed it. I told Okami the lore of my Walrus Raider.
Oh, fuck.
Don't worry, friend, for I know all his lore, all the little bit of it. I will start from the beginning.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's 42 years old.
Fair enough.
I'm kidding. That was more of a from the very beginning joke, but it's like halfway through his life. Anyway,
Hand down
so
the
the
first
Walrus
cheeseburger
Raider.
round.
I have yet to give him a name because he's just the Walrus Raider, of course. He's more of an out in the boonies kind of person, so he's always out in the ice caps of the place. But one day when he was sailing about the ice caps collecting ice, he fell out of his boat because it was a little bit stormy and almost drowned. When he came to, he found himself on an iceberg, saved by a walrus. Unfortunately, unfortunately, there's no, of course, food on an iceberg. So, eventually, he was getting hungry and close to starvation. So he had to make a tough decision as he looked at his walrus friend to survive or friendship. The sad day came and he chose survival. Roughly a week or so after eating his former walrus friend, a Viking ship passed and rescued him, bringing him back to the mainland. But ever since he's worn the skull of his former walrus friend in remembrance and regret.
Fucking beautiful. But you know when you came to the part where it was like he had to kill his walrus friend, I had one scene running through my head the entire time.
Wilson, where are you? Wilson! Wilson!
Christ.
Wilson!
Jay, no, don't please.
Wait for it. Sorry.
Jay, you don't have For Honor installed, do you?